Yes, class. Is this audible? Aram and Maha are here right now. All right. So Maha, I had a class with you, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we had a class. So Maha, see, in this batch, we have started with motion in a straight line. So the topics that have been missed by you, those include basic calculus and the first chapter, that we had discussed, that dimension analysis one, that lesson. Now we had started with motion in a straight line. In this, we have done few basic terms we have already covered. Yeah, I'll give you the backup for those. We can decide either a time where you can get the backup, or for these things you can even watch the recorded lecture. According that, we can plan whatever you are comfortable with. Fine, Maha?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So in this we had discussed, are you aware of these terms? Displacement, velocity, acceleration.
Yes, ma'am.
You are aware of these, no? All right. So I think this should not be a problem for you for attending from today's class, no? All right. Now see, in this class, basically we had, in the last class, we had started with uniform equations of motion. When the acceleration is zero, in brief, just telling you, displacement is basically the shortest path covered. Distance, it's the total path covered. I'll send you the videos for these. You're added on the group, no, Maha? Today, I think you got added.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, fine. Then you will get all the updates. And also, it might happen that in the reminder that you get for the link of the class, the old time could be written, which is 4 p.m. for you people and 6:30 p.m. IST time for us. So if the class is at 6:30 or 4 p.m., then I'll inform you in the previous class, or I'll text you on WhatsApp. Otherwise, by default, we have just changed the timing. That is for 7 o'clock IST and 4:30. So if you people have issues like Arnav, you were saying on that, you just see if you're getting comfortable by the schedule, or any day you can let me know. Fine. All right. So now see, so distance is the total path covered. Displacement is the shortest path covered. Rate of change of displacement gives you the term known as velocity. So initial velocity was denoted through the symbol that was u. Initial velocity means the velocity with which the body had started the motion. V is the final velocity, with the velocity with which the body had stopped the motion. A is the acceleration. Acceleration is basically rate of change of velocity. T is the time period. Now, few equations are there. Just leave this last equation right now. SN equation. You can note down this equation. Right now, we are focusing on these three equations. Final velocity, V is equal to U plus AT. S, that is displacement, that is equal to UT plus half AT square. V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. These three equations are only valid if your acceleration is uniform. That's why in the earlier classes, we were studying classification of accelerations as uniform and non-uniform. Uniform acceleration basically means that rate of change of velocity is constant. Either the value of acceleration is constant that you can identify, or it may happen that the value or the change of velocity, it changes constantly with respect to time. That is the case of uniform acceleration. If you see such a case is possible, don't perform differentiation in this equation, or acceleration is given as 2x square and you're using these equations. No, that means non-uniform acceleration, because acceleration is getting changed with the variable. So these three equations, let's do one thing. So as to get familiar with these equations, let's do a question on this. So Maha, for you can do one thing. You can note down these. I know, I think in the last class you had left earlier, no? Is this audible, Arnav? Okay, he is speaking. I'm not able to hear him. Are you people able to hear his voice?
No, ma'am.
I think, Arnav, you can type if there's issue, because when you're unmuting yourself, no, your voice is not reaching us. A body starts with velocity. Okay, network issues. Fine. It's okay. A body starts with velocity. So this is the starting velocity, which is of 2 meters per second, and accelerates at 2 meters per second square. Fine, now you have to calculate few things. In the first part, you have to calculate velocity of the body after 2 seconds. This is the first part. Second part says displacement covered in 2 seconds. And in the last part, you have to calculate the velocity after body has covered displacement of 2 meters. Fine. So all of you note down these parts. If anyone wants to see the equations, you can let me know. I'll share the equation with you. Try this portion. Whoever gets the answer of any part, send me in the chat box. Yes, Ma, that's correct. First part is correct. Try the other parts as well. Right, Arnav. Right. Just mention the part, Aram. First part, second part that you have answered just right now.
First part.
First part. Okay, just check the calculations once again. Aram, use those 3 equations. Just see what all values are given to you and what is asking. So you'll be able to get the answer. And Maha and Arnav, second part is correct. Second part is right. Okay, let's discuss it then. Let's discuss it. Aisha, I think in the last class you were there, no? So you had written all those three equations of motion. V is equal to u plus at and all. Aisha,
Yes, yes.
you have it. Fine. Using those equations only, we are going to get our answer. See what all things are mentioned. So, Aram, you tell me, according to you, what is the initial velocity?
0.
I'll see, Arnav. See, Aram, the body initial velocity is what? Did the body say that the body was at rest? That you mentioned it as 0. The body is saying the body starts with the velocity of 2 meter per second. It means this is the velocity with which the body has started. That is known as u, which you did. Had it been written the body starts from rest or any other detail regarding the initial velocity, or it may happen in questions there won't be any details about the initial velocity. So you have to figure it out according to the details given in the question. If it is saying the body starts with velocity, it means this is the initial. Initial means starting, beginning of anything. So this is 2 meter per second. Tell me, clear, Aram?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I think this was the mistake that you might be committing. That's why your answer wasn't coming. No? All right. Now, acceleration. Acceleration is given to us as 2 meter per second square. Time is given to us as 2 seconds, and final velocity is not known to us. Velocity of the body after 2 seconds, that's not the initial velocity. Initial velocity means time is 0, the body has started. After 2 seconds it becomes your final velocity. So we have the equation v is equal to u plus at. Only one variable is there, we can easily figure it out. So first part says v is equal to u plus at. U is 2, A is 2, this multiplied by 2. So this gets us 6 meter per second. That's the first part. Second part says what? Displacement covered in 2 seconds. So you have to find S now. This time you have to find S. So we had an equation regarding S. Ut plus half at square is there. One more equation is also there, v square minus u square. Yes, you're right answer. Second part is correct. So S will be equal to what? Initial velocity is given us as 2. Time period is also given us as 2. Acceleration is what? Acceleration is also mentioned. That is 2 meter per second square. And time is also given. So this gets cancelled. This becomes 4 plus 4. So your displacement becomes 8 meter. Aisha, did it get clear both the parts? Because I think
Yes,
you
ma'am.
joined late, no? So fine. Now, the last part, which is the third part. What is the third part saying? Velocity after body has covered displacement of 2 meter. Now it has mentioned you that the displacement is 2 meter. This is the third part, a new part completely. So displacement is 2 meter. You have to find V. See, rest of the data will be the same. Only V is changed. No, V is not there. V is new. So we can use this equation. V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. Because displacement is given to us, velocity is needed. So we can relate. V square minus U square is square of 2. 2 into acceleration is also 2 and displacement is also 2. So V square minus 4 becomes what? This becomes 8. So V square becomes 8 minus 4 is 4 meter per second. So V velocity will become 2 meter per second. What was the answer that you were getting, Arnav? 2 root 3. How 2 root 3? I hope you got it now, Arnav. It will be 2 meter per second. Okay. Yes. 8 plus 4. It won't be 8 minus 4. Right answer. Here, this will be 8 plus 4. This becomes 8 plus 4, that is 12. So yes, root 12. Right answer. 2 root 3, this will be 2. All right, note it down. I'll give you one more question. Now, this was a very basic question. Only the formula use it so that you get familiar with the formula. We'll do more questions right now. see, this question might be difficult for you people. What you can do, at least note down the question, try to draw a rough figure by in your language, what is the initial velocity according to you. You can take out points, like if the body has started from a point and has the velocity has changed, you can take it as AB, or like this in your way, whichever way you are comfortable. Just note down the question, take 2 to 3 minutes to understand the question, then I'll help you with it, how to find the acceleration, retardation, and total time taken. Directly you cannot, but at least understand the question in bits. All right, let's discuss it. I think by now you must have read the question at least once and have understood what the question is trying to ask. These kinds of questions come in your exam. All these kinds of questions. A whole story will be given and various accelerations at different points, at different velocities you have to calculate. So there's only one way to do it, that we'll do. No shortcut is there. You have to apply the whole longer. By the way, how was your result, everyone? You must have had your class 10 result, no? I think on Friday it came. So I hope it was good for all of you. Yes, ma'am. Anyone wants to share the result, you can send me directly in the chat box. Fine. So it says a motor car starts from rest. Now, Aram, can you tell me what is the initial velocity of this car?
0.
What is the initial velocity?
20.
20. So read the first line, Aram. When we were starting with this lesson, we had discussed few terms. Very good, Arnav. Congratulations. It's a very good percentage, 96%. Aram, first line, read it. Read it in front of me.
A motor car starts from rest.
Rest. So, what is meant by rest?
The 0.
0. Got it? Did you understand the difference when you have to take the value of initial velocity, when you have to consider it as 0? If right now what it is saying, a motor car is there. Let's say a motor car is there. This is our A point. From rest, it has started. So initial velocity over here is 0. Then read the story forward. It says and accelerates uniformly for 10 seconds. Let's say this is the duration. To some point B, it uniformly accelerates. We don't know the acceleration because the value has not been given to us. Understand this question carefully. Only these kinds of questions come a lot in your examination, class 11th, half yearly, final, any kind of exam. So A is the acceleration that has not been given to you, but it has mentioned you the time. A motor car starts from rest. Just a second. All right. So I was saying a motor car starts from rest and it accelerates uniformly for 10 seconds, means the time interval T1 is 10 seconds. So let me not write it as A, B, C, D. Let me write it as 1, 2, 3, so that you are able to know this is the initial velocity for this interval, and this is 10 seconds to a velocity of 20 meter per second. Means at this point at VB, the velocity is what? 20 meter per second. This first two lines of the question are clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, good. Then it says it runs at a constant speed and is finally brought to rest in 40 meters with constant acceleration. What does it saying? Is it saying it then runs at a constant speed? First, let's say, means if this was 20 meter per second, it runs for 20 meter per second. Here the velocity will be 20 meter per second. Let's say this is some point C. It then runs at a constant speed, and then it means at this point VC, the velocity is still 20 meter per second because it is a constant velocity. It is saying this portion is constant velocity, that is 20 meter per second, and then it is finally brought to rest. Let's say some point D. Here finally VD will be 0. So VA with which it started was 0 and it ended. It has stopped, so it will be 0. In 40 meters means this distance, this displacement, this is 40 meters. After 20 meter per second, when the car has stopped, this displacement is 40 meter per second with a constant acceleration. The value is again not given to us. The total distance covered is 640 meters. Total distance covered means this whole journey's distance. This is how much? Not 240, it is 640. This is given to us as 640 meters. Now I am repeating the question what I have written, because now the solving portion is easy. If you people reach this step and if you people are able to analyze this, how to write all these steps, then you will be able to solve the question. Now only the usage of all these equations is left. V is equal to U plus AT will be used somewhere and all these. But first you have to understand what the question is saying. See, I'm repeating. Let's just repeat once. Then if you have doubt, I will repeat once more. It says a motor car starts from rest. So this is VA is 0 and accelerates uniformly. Acceleration is not mentioned. We have written it as A for 10 seconds. Duration is 10 seconds and final velocity for this point is 20 meter per second. Then 20 meter, it runs some distance, but 20 meter remains constant. Velocity didn't change. 20 meter per second, so it ran a few distance and it ended at 20 meter per second only. Then finally, after covering this constant speed, the car stopped and the velocity becomes 0. Means the car has stopped. So final velocity will be what? 0. And the distance in how much distance? 40 meters. So this distance becomes 40 meters. Again, the acceleration is constant. Total distance covered means throughout the journey, entire journey from A point to D point, this whole entire distance is 640 meters. First, tell me, any doubt in the question? how to draw this, how to write the statement. Which portion of the question you people have not understood? Ask me. Clear to all of you? Yes or no? Should we move forward?
Yes, ma'am.
What about others? Aram, Arnav, and Aisha? Aram? Yes or no? Aisha, clear to you?
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Aram, it's clear? Fine. Okay, so if you have any issues, let me know when you will be drawing it. Now the answer or solution is very simple. You just have to solve each of the parts and you will be getting the answer. Now we don't need the question. We have all the data written with us. What we have to find? We have to find acceleration, retardation, total time taken. Let's just calculate everything for A to B. This journey. Let's just focus on this journey. So initial velocity was what? Initial velocity u1 was 0. Just focus on A to B. Aisha, can you tell me what should be the final velocity in this? Only A to B. Aisha.
20 meter per second.
20 meter per second. Good. So final velocity for this duration becomes 20 meter per second. Time is given to you as 10 seconds. You can easily get the acceleration A1. A1 will be what? V is equal to U plus AT, no? So that becomes V minus U. From the equation, V1 is equal to U1 plus AT1. So we can calculate easily A1. A1 will be what? A1 will be, this is A1 into time is 10. V1 is 20. All right. So acceleration 1 came out to be 2 meter per second square. This is the first acceleration. So A1 now we know. This is not unknown to us anymore. 2 meter per second square we know. Clear? Now let's, what only one thing is left. Acceleration we know, initial final velocities we know, time we know. Displacement is left. Let's calculate the displacement. Let's calculate the displacement right now only. So everything is given to us. You can use any equation. Let's use S is equal to ut plus half at square because u is 0. So this equation usage becomes easier. Ut plus half at square. Initial velocity is 0. So this terms become 0. Half acceleration is 2. Time is what? 10 into 10. That is t square. So 2 gets cancelled. S1 came out to be 100 meters. A to B part. Any doubts to anyone? So it means this distance, this much distance is 100 meters. Everything we have calculated from the part A to B. Now let's move on to the part C to D. Before moving on to the part C to D, see, let's calculate everything for B to C. Let's move in order wise. So let's see C to, no, not C to D, B to C. First part A to B we have solved. B to C, let's see. So what all things are given? Okay, initial velocity. Maha, can you answer what should be the initial velocity for just this portion, B to C, just this portion?
20 meter.
20 meter per second. And can you tell the final velocity as well, Maha?
Also 20 meter per second.
20 meter per second, because velocity hasn't changed, it is constant. So what acceleration was basically change in velocity whenever we had rate of change of velocity. So if velocity has not changed, can anyone answer from all of you what should be the acceleration without even calculation?
2 meter per second square.
2 meter per second square. Any other answer?
0.
0, right. See, final velocity is also the same. Initial velocity is also the same. Means during this entire journey, from B point to C point, the velocity has remained 20 meter per second, 20 meter per second, 20 meter per second. Acceleration is rate of change of velocity. If there is no change in velocity, there won't be any acceleration produced. So it means our A2 will be directly 0. There won't be any acceleration for this part. So for this part, you can say from B to C, acceleration will be 0. Why? Because you can write this V2 minus V1, or the change in velocity is also 0. So acceleration is coming out to be 0. Now regarding displacement S2, see all of you, the whole distance, I'll draw it again here. For calculation of S2, no. See, the entire journey is given 640 meters. A to B we have calculated, this is 100 meters. Last portion it has told us this is A, B, C, D. C to D it has mentioned to us that this is 40 meters. Can anyone tell me what should be the S2, this value? Whole is 640. A to B was 500. Yes, it is 500 meters. 500. See, 100 plus 40 is what? 140. You just have to subtract 140 from 640. That becomes 5 meter. So this is because the total distance is what? Let's say this is S1, this is S2, this is S3. So total distance will be S1 plus S2 plus S3. Total distance is given to us as 640. S1 is 100, S2 is not known, S3 is 40. So from here, S2 will be 500 meters. We have calculated the duration from B to C. Now let's come to the last part, that is C to D. All right. So Arnav, can you answer what should be the initial velocity from C to D? Just focus on these 2 points, C to D. Arnav. Initial velocity according to you, C point to D point. 20 meter per second, exactly. 20 meter per second is the initial velocity. Aram, can you tell the final velocity for C to D points?
0.
0. Perfect. So because the body has stopped. So let's write all the data that we have with us. This is what? C to D, final stoppage. So initial velocity means final velocity V3 is 0. U3 means initial velocity is 20 meter per second. All right. What all things are given? Displacement S3 is given in 40 meters. Anything else that has been mentioned? No. Time is there in 40 meter. No. Only these things are mentioned. Okay. V is given, U is given, S is given. Time is not given. So I have to find an equation which involves displacement, velocities, both the velocities without time. So if we look at a third equation, that is V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. V square minus 2. V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. So if you look at this equation, V3 square minus U3 square is equal to 2A3S3. V3 is what? This is 0. This is minus 20 square. Okay, one more thing. Retardation means negative acceleration. Means I have told you, remember, we have to take the sign convention. For example, if right hand side we take the acceleration as positive, so left hand side becomes minus, which means retardation. So acceleration is the opposite direction, basically negative acceleration. So retardation is nothing but acceleration, whatever you have studied for acceleration. 2 acceleration we don't know, S3 we know, that's 40. So this becomes minus 400. This becomes what? 80 into A3. So 0, 0 gets cancelled. 8 becomes 4. So this 5. So this becomes minus 5 meter per second square. Are you able to see this? We are getting a negative acceleration over here. This negative acceleration is known as what we call retardation. Retardation occurs, see, acceleration is positive when the velocity increases. Like in other parts we were getting, in the first part, what did we see? We saw that the velocity increased, so acceleration came out to be positive. In the second part, what did we see? Velocity remained the same, so there was no acceleration. In the last part, we have seen from 20 meter per second, velocity has decreased to 0 meter per second. So this means velocity is decreasing. If velocity gets decreased, it's called negative acceleration, that is retardation. So we have A3. Now we have the value of acceleration. We can easily calculate the time also. So time, if we use this equation, V is equal to U plus AT. So this becomes 3 for everything. V3 is 0. U is what? 20. Acceleration is -5. Do put it as -5. Don't take the magnitude. It's a vector quantity. You have to keep in mind the negative values as well. Time is unknown to us. So 5, T3 is equal to 20. T3 becomes 4 seconds. Now see all of you. We have found every detail. We know all the accelerations for the whole journey in breakage. We know all the time periods in the segments. We know everything right now. Now let us answer the question. Whatever it is asking, we have everything with us ready. So what the question asked us? Find acceleration. All the three accelerations you know. Retardation, acceleration is basically 2 meter per second. Retardation is, I think we got -5 meter per second square. Yes. Total time in the first part was, what was the time? 10 seconds. All right. In the second part, it was, did we calculate the time? No, we didn't calculate the time. And in the, okay, let's calculate the time for this second part. We haven't calculated the time. All right, so we have all the velocities. We can calculate the time easily. So what all things we have? Okay, anyone suggest which equation we should use? U2 is 20 meter per seconds, and U3, this is 20 meter. V3 is also 20 meter per second. In this case, see, if you use the second equation, you will directly get the formula of velocity. You know that formula of velocity we use, that it is distance divided by time. You can easily figure out from here. See, let's take the second equation. S2 is equal to U2 T2 plus half A2 T2 square. Acceleration is what? 0. This whole terms become 0. So what will be the time? Time will be distance divided by speed. So distance came out to be 500. Speed is what? 20. So this becomes 25 seconds. So 10 seconds plus T2 is 25 seconds. Now I think we have all the data. This was missing. By mistake, I haven't calculated it. And last one is 4 seconds. So what does your time become? 39 seconds, no? Total time becomes 10 seconds plus 25 seconds plus 4 seconds. That's 39 seconds. All the things you have with you now. Any doubts in this question? This is a very important question for you. So start noting down from here. I'll slowly scroll it. Wherever, at whichever point you get stuck, ask me. I'll explain you again. Just text me done when all of you have written this. Okay, Maha, I'm done. Aisha, what about you? Written?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Aisha, Iram, are you prepared for the test? I had given the message on Saturday, I think, on the group. Calculus? So, see, Maha, regarding you, you can miss your today's class, the today's test, because I had pre-decided the test and you were not aware of the syllabus. So what you can do, you can either take the screenshot of the paper, just stay connected. You can take the screenshot of the test paper. If you are able to solve it, you see you're able to see the level of questions. If you're able to solve it, then it's okay. You can give the test. So from the next class onwards, you can otherwise continue. Let me share the test paper with you first. Also, one more thing, Aisha and Aram have received your assignment. So I'll check it today and tell you by the next class. Just a second. Let me show you the question paper. See, this is your question paper. In this, some edits I'll make. I'll just make an edit because this will be very long for you people, and some questions that will be included in your maths. All right, so Maha, it's up to you. I totally allow you for today. You can leave it. Arnav is having his network issues. Aisha and Aram will appear then for the test. See, in this, don't do the second part, don't do this third part, and make this as the second part. So question 1 has the first part, you will be able to do this. And question 2 has this second part. A, B, and C are constants here. A, B, C, these are constants. In the second part. So second and third I've deleted because that will be very long for you people, and that kind of calculus you will do in maths, all the students. Question 2 is very easy. In question 3 and question 4, basically you just have to leave it in terms of f, x, or whatever v1, v2 it is given, because no value is given, so leave it in terms of this. So I think your people will get completed faster only. You can start it half an hour, and the time maximum duration is given. Either you can take the screenshot of the paper, later do it, or if you think you will be able to do these questions, if you're prepared for it, then you can easily appear. Yeah, sure, ma'am. From the next class, you will be having 1.5 hours class, and again, I am telling you as well as others also. If the time, Amaha, in which country are you there? You
Ma'am, in Kuwait.
So 2.5 hour difference, no, from here.
Yes, ma'am, I think.
I think so. So see, so basically, if it is by chance from 4 o'clock, that I'll inform you on WhatsApp group. Otherwise, it can happen that in the reminder that you get for the meeting ID, it might be written as 4 p.m. So don't get confused. Your timing is what happened today, Monday and Wednesday. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, last 15 minutes left. Again, I'm just reminding for question number 3 and question number 4, no need to solve it. Solve it in the sense like put the values just the way you have been performing differentiation and integration. In the last two parts, I think only integration is given. So by that only, put the value of f, k will act as a constant, x dx, you know how to integrate. So in this way only, simple way. Aisha, have you submitted it on the WhatsApp as well? Because I haven't received it, I think.
No, ma'am, I did not submit it.
Okay, you submit it on the WhatsApp if you're done. Aram, what's your status? Are you also done with this?
Ma'am, last question.
All right, Aram.